Hey folks, this is Kalani, going to be looking at the easiest way that I know of to get any of your 100 alts up to 110 or even all of them at the same time. Now the key here is that you won't even have to play those alts. So if that's of interest, to do your alts kind of over time without really having to put much time into actually leveling them, this will be perfect for you. If you're looking for just speed and getting something to 110 as quickly as possible, sadly you're going to have to do a lot of work and it's going to take you a little bit of time, and that is basically questing. Go download the Cons Legion add-on, that'll show you exactly what to do, take you through all of it, and that's probably the fastest you're going to get right now. But we're going to talk easiest, so this will go for any of your characters which are at least 100 across any amount of servers, and as I say, depending on your resources, that we'll get to later, you can level up pretty much as many as you want. So I'm over on my Paladin and I am interested in getting this to 110, but not necessarily all too quickly. I'm happy if it takes a little while. To get started, you will need your artifact weapon. You will need to get to at least level 101 via questing through the Broken Shore, and then you will also need to complete all of the quests to build up your first little section of your Order Hall, which means you need to get to the point where you have actual missions instead of practice missions. Now, the majority of this is going to be at your mission table, at your whatever your Order Hall really uses, the scouting map, and it's going to be through missions. We're looking at these missions specifically. These are player experience missions and they reward a good chunk of it. What's really nice is that if you manage to get this over 100% and you get the bonus roll, it's not going to be all that likely, but if you do get the bonus roll, you're just kind of laughing and you're going to go twice as quick. What makes this so potent, I guess, is that you can literally just set this mission off. That's it. You wait for it to come back, you set another one off, and you can do all of your leveling at least 101 to 110 just in your Order Hall. So the only thing, obviously here, that is going to be any form of restriction is your Order resources, because you need them to send off missions. So how we're going to work with that is if you want to level a bit quicker, then you can go out into the world, you can do the bonus objectives, you can do quests and all that, and you can get more resources that way. But I promised you we could do this without playing your alt. So to do this without ever having to play at all, you need to go to the Blood Trader. You need to have a main character with a few spare bloods, or the ability to farm bloods. If you're looking for bloods, spamming heroic dungeons is probably the quickest way to get a handful, and then simply buy the Order Resources cache here. 200 resources for 1 blood means that 5 blood, give or take, will keep your alt stocked with Order resources for quite a while, and you can happily just chain those XP missions without ever having to step foot out of your Order Hall. This also means that you can send them to pretty much as many alts as you have enough bloods to supply, meaning you can level as many alts as you want as long as you're willing to put the time into farming the bloods on your main, or if you have a good stockpile of them already, you're pretty much sorted. Just send them over to your alt when you're short on resources and you can keep the missions flowing. The only nuisance is that you might have to go outside of your class hall to actually receive the mail. Now the reason why this works so well right now is because a lot of the limitations which were placed on alts were lifted in 7.1. Those limitations basically required you to play through the Broken Isles for reputation, for quest lines and all that jazz, and pretty much everything has been lifted. So you no longer need reputations to start world quests. You no longer need reputations to go into the Archway or Court of Stars. That's just completely removed, and if you want to go into Karazhan, hey, that's account-wide as well. So you can take your alt into pretty much anything without limitations anymore. There is no alt limitations except for your artifact knowledge, which makes this even stronger because you can level up your whole roster of alts at once, as long as you're willing, once again, to farm those bloods, or spend them if you already have them. That means you could start all of their artifact knowledges going, and if you're leveling up a lot of alts at once, this probably is the fastest way to do it. So that's really nice. And hey, if you don't want to play them and you're just kind of stockpiling to see if you do want to play them later, you can keep that artifact knowledge going with the same Order Hall cache that you're buying to get these missions going. So any extra Order resources that these alts have won't be wasted. Now there is one thing I would recommend you do, and that is complete your Order Hall campaign as it becomes available. Some of this might be a little bit difficult and you might have to wait until 110 for some of them, but get as much of it done as possible because a lot of those quests reward a lot of Order Hall resources. That's going to save you quite a few Blood of Sargeras if you're fueling a lot of alts, and the other thing is there's quite a bit to do if you want to play one of these alts at 110 if you do use this leveling method. So the first thing obviously is your campaign. Now that's not going to be as progressed as it would be if you were leveling normally, meaning you're going to have to catch up to get that done to get your third relic slot. The other thing is you won't have the gear that you get from questing, so maybe invest in some crafted gear potentially when you get to 110, once again if you want to play them. If they're just something like a professional, you don't have to worry about that too much. It's definitely the easiest way to level that you can find. You only have to log in once in a while to sort your missions, and if you have the Legion companion app, you don't even have to do that. So, that's it for this video. If you have any questions or queries, please leave them in the comment section below and I'll try to get back to you. Make sure to leave a like just below the video before you leave, and if you want to see more, make sure to subscribe. But apart from that, thanks for watching folks, good luck and have fun, and as always, I will see you next time.